Happier employees, savings on capital equipment, bring your own device. What could possibly go wrong? We'll find out next on HP Tech Talks. Hi, I'm Andy McCaskey from SDR News, welcoming you to this episode of HP Tech Talks, where we look at defining the new style of information technology with experts from Hewlett-Packard. This week, we're jumping right into bring your own device with the folks from networking. I want to introduce Eric Papir.
Hey, Andy, good to see you.
Well, Eric, I think it's really a timely topic for us to jump into. What particular benefits or what does HP bring to the party here?
Yeah, well, we really take a holistic approach when it comes to solving some of these BYOD or bring your own device challenges that people are facing. You know, employees just want to keep bringing in more devices, and we really have built our solution on three key tenets. One is about simplification and being simple. And we're talking about that from both a user perspective, me bringing in, for example, bringing my iPhone into the work environment and being able to use it. So simplifying that whole experience from a user perspective, but also simplifying it from an administrative perspective. If I'm the IT director and I've got all this influx of equipment, how do I deal with it? The other thing is scalability is a second tenet, and then also security. And those three really are key. Simplicity, scalability, and security are really the three key areas that we focus on and kind of look at as a unique identifier or unique differentiator when it comes to our solution. The other part that's really unique for us is around the management of this platform. And when we talk about BYOD, we're actually leveraging and expanding our IMC or Intelligent Management Center management solution. So really when it comes to when we talk about the administrator experience or even the user experience, all of this is happening and interfacing with our IMC network management platform.
Well, it looks like the real challenge would be you're obviously in a multi-vendor environment. There's a number of licensing issues involved. What are some of the problems that HP looks to solve, and what type of customer is this really focused on?
Yep. So from a licensing perspective, you know, we talked about the simplification or simple approach that we take to BYOD. We actually have a solution that is really one license that allows you to enable BYOD across the enterprise. And from a sizing perspective, clearly it doesn't matter really the size of the company anymore. Everybody's getting these new fun gadgets that they get to bring to work. And what we're trying to do is make that easier for them. So even in a kind of a small or medium-sized business, all the way up to some of the largest enterprises, this BYOD solution can fit there, and it can scale. As I mentioned, one of the key tenets is scalability. Certainly, scaling up to thousands and thousands of users, bringing devices and having a simple experience getting onto the network is part of the solution.
Do I understand that you work through channel partners primarily to deliver these benefits?
Yeah, absolutely. So HP, we are, and specifically in the networking business, but really across HP, channel partners are really a key part of our go-to-market strategy. So we leverage our channel partners to enable these types of solutions, and we have a good number of partners in the community that are focused on our mobility and BYOD solutions, and they have been helping us be successful in this marketplace.
Okay, well, I have to be a little bit of a devil's advocate here. Who was first with this? Was this HP or was this from Cisco?
Well, everyone's making claims around the whole unified wired and wireless story. Cisco certainly announced their 3850 solution and had some other access points and different pieces to it. I think ultimately, though, HP is the one that really came out with the industry's really leading unified wired and wireless switch. So we may not have been the first one to announce it, but I think we absolutely have a leading solution with our 830 unified wired and wireless switch. And this has been shipping for a while now, and really brings in, we were asking before about, small versus medium. We have a smaller version of the 830 that includes 8 ports of gigabit Ethernet along with the wireless controller all integrated. And then we have a larger one that includes 24 ports of gigabit Ethernet. So again, we can size it differently. And certainly the other thing is looking against, the Cisco solution is just from a simplicity. As I mentioned, one of the key tenets is simplicity. And this is absolutely a much simpler solution to deploy and manage.
Okay, well, I understand that first of the year, the new Catalyst switch was introduced. Is that somehow, is Cisco billing this as somehow optimized for management of a BYOD environment?
A lot of times Cisco will make a lot of claims around their solutions. And I think from a technology solution perspective, we both Cisco and HP have a complete solution from the BYOD perspective. But the one differentiator and the one key thing that I would absolutely emphasize as a differentiator for us versus Cisco is the management experience and the user experience. So I think from a user perspective, it's a much simpler experience bringing in their device. So for example, if I'm bringing in my shiny new NVX2, I can bring that along and have a very easy experience getting it onto the network. On the flip side, from an administrator perspective, I have a very simple experience as well. And I think that's really where the line starts getting drawn, is when we talk about administering and managing, and as the user count grows and the device count grows, it just becomes a more complex experience. In the Cisco world, it's a separate management platform to manage BYOD versus the switches versus the routers. In the HP networking world, it's IMC, this Intelligent Management Center package that allows you to do all of it in one pretty package.
I'll go off script here for just a little bit. One of the things that I saw, I believe it was a Forrester survey, was talking about many IT managers are talking about the adoption to the point where by 2016, 2017, the majority of employers will be having a BYOD environment. Is this the sort of growth that you are anticipating from an HP perspective?
Absolutely. We're seeing it every day, and the interest keeps growing. It becomes, the more devices and the more people are relying on handheld, whether it be a mobile phone or it's a tablet or any other kind of device, as more people get acclimated and comfortable using these devices, they just expect their kind of personal experience and their work experience to be blended and to be able to just bring it into work. And the expectation is that I've got this device, and unlike days of old where IT really controlled these devices, it's a little bit different story now, and IT has started to accept the fact that these kind of, I don't want to call them rogue, but these employee-owned devices are coming onto the network. So now it's not a question of how do you stop it, but how do you make it secure and simple for the employee to be able to get onto the network. And this is just a growing phenomenon that every day and every week goes by, there's more and more people looking to enable this solution on their network.
So it sounds as if you're approaching BYOD as a portion of the overall converged infrastructure vision that HP has been talking about for several years.
Absolutely. So HP launched the industry's only complete solution that supports BYOD initiatives, and really from a converged infrastructure perspective, these innovations kind of stretch now from the data center, where a lot of the CI story is based, into the campus environment. And when we talk about BYOD, this is a solution that delivers wired and wireless management on switching platforms. And it's not just around wireless, but it's also around wired connections as well, because there are going to be scenarios where an employee or a device comes onto the network, and we want that same seamless experience. And so across the enterprise, and that's from the data center to the campus to the branch, we want to have that same experience, and the converged infrastructure is really the story and the glue that brings this all together for HP.
Mm-hmm. So if you're working with a channel partner in a particular situation, does HP have backup services or consulting services that if they do run into a new device can make that a seamless integration?
Absolutely. Part of the complete HP networking story involves our technology services organization. So when we rolled out our BYOD solution, we also rolled out a series of services, and these are really targeted towards our channel partners and also our customers. And depending on the scenario, it may be relevant for both or maybe one or the other. But there's really two key services that we rolled out, and the first one is called the Flex Network Design and Validation Service. And this is really something for partners to speed and simplify their customers' network design and validation process. So in some customer environments, this is a whole new territory. Maybe they just never let devices on the network, or maybe they had kind of an older network access control solution that was not that easy to use, so no one really actually got on the network. So in a lot of cases, this design and validation, Flex Network Design and Validation Service enables this capability for our partners to deliver these services to the customer. And the second one is our wireless LAN lifecycle services. So our partners, our channel partners, can leverage HP best practices and proactive care services to help customers achieve this highly scalable and available wireless LAN that we promise. So enabling customer environments to have the wireless experience and the BYOD experience that we talk about. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to make sure it's implemented properly. And this wireless LAN lifecycle service really helps enable our partners to ensure that our customers have a very solid, very well planned, and very well implemented wireless LAN solution.
Yeah, I could certainly see that. The other thing is you're taking advantage and leveraging HP's experience in a wide variety of environments. You're not having to reinvent the wheel for a specific device and have all of the uncertainty and cost associated with that.
Exactly. Yeah, this is something that, as I mentioned, from a best practices perspective, we have documented reference architectures and best practices when it comes to deploying a BYOD solution. And deploying BYOD can be very different in an education environment versus a manufacturing environment versus a retail environment. So all of these are very different scenarios. And by leveraging our best practices and by leveraging these reference architectures, our partners and ultimately our customers can sleep at night knowing that they've deployed the right BYOD solution.
Where should people go for more information?
From a general perspective, our hp.com/networking site is the place to go to find our general HP networking information and really all of the things around our entire HP networking portfolio. But specifically, if somebody wants to find out more about BYOD, they should go to hp.com/go/BYOD, and you'll find a complete site armed with lots of interesting and valuable information around this BYOD solutions that we've been talking about.
Okay, Eric, thanks very much for joining us here today and giving us the quick overview of BYOD and some of the offerings that HP has, all a part of defining this new style of information technology. Next time we talk to the networking folks, what are we going to be talking about?
So the next time we talk, we're going to be chatting about UC, Unified Communications, and HP Networking's approach and the broader HP's approach to unified communications in this new world.
Okay, and a new world it is indeed. It's a world that includes cloud, it includes servers, it includes storage, and of course networking, all coming to you here on HP Tech Talks. I'm Andy McCaskey from SDR News. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you again next time.